What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to our Buffalo Sabres franchise mode, and we just came off of one of my most, I want to say it's one of my best off seasons ever, and something I usually have never, I don't think I've ever done. Was able to trade for the first overall pick from the New York Rangers, got Connor Bedard, and then I got Nathan MacKinnon in free agency, thanks to how much salary cap we had freed up. Buffalo's looking like a whole nother team. All right, so this is what our team's looking like. I gave some people some different chances to try to scout them and see who would be a better fit where. And I actually came to an interesting conclusion for what I want to start this season with and have our home opener with. And this is how our lineups are looking. First line staying the same as last year. I love this first line. Alex Galchenyuk, Casey Middlestat, and Jacob Perreault. All right, they are here to stay. That will be our first line until they get too old and need to go. Second line is going to be Nathan MacKinnon with the rookie Connor Bedard. All right, so he's getting a lot of ice time. Second line minutes right out of the gate, along with Victor Olofsson. All right, third line, Drake Coglia with Rasmus Asplund and Josh Anderson. And fourth line is Nino Niederreiter with another rookie, Nathan Gauthier. I decided to sign him after the preseason, so he has no preseason NHL experience whatsoever. We actually just signed him to his rookie deal today, but so far in the QMJHL, he has 13 points in 8 games played, and he fits best with our coach on the fourth line. So I might as well sign him and use him in his maximum potential. I mean, another X Factor. That's 3 X Factors on this team. Fourth line X Factor to boot with that grindy kind of ability. I think it's going to be really good. And then we got Andreas Bjork, who is back in the starting lineup for the Buffalo Sabres last year, spending it down in the minors. But now he's back on his fourth line role. Scratch players is going to be Brandon McNabb with Sam Bennett and Vinny Hinostroza. I do anticipate some injuries, so I'm sure these people will be getting some ice time. Defensively, we're going Rasmus Dahlin with Colin Miller, Justin Schultz with Mark Pysyk, Hampus Lindholm with Henry Jokiharju. Mark Pysyk is running as our active captain as well. He is still continuing. This is his second year. Well, actually, it'll be more like he's almost to a full year as acting captain of our team. Power play is looking as such. Victor Olofsson with Middlestat and Perreault, Anderson and Schultz to boot, MacKinnon, Bedard, and Niederreiter with Galchenyuk and Miller to back them up. 4-man power play, Middlestat, Perreault, Schultz, Olofsson, Galchenyuk, Niederreiter, Anderson, MacKinnon. Actually, we're going to move MacKinnon up there. Yeah, that looks better. PK, we're going with Nathan Gauthier with Andreas Bjork, Mark Pysyk, and Rasmus Dahlin. Rasmus Asplund with Drake Coglia, Henry Jokiharju, and Hampus Lindholm. 3-man PK, Nathan Gauthier. Actually, we're going to do that. Rasmus Asplund with Dahlin, Jokiharju, Gauthier with Lindholm, and Mark Pysyk. All right, and then the extra attackers, if you guys really want to know, looking like that. Goaltenders, we're running with UPL and Jonathan Quick. All right, he had a pretty impressive preseason performance with us. 3-0, .953 save percentage, and a shutout. We're going to be running with Jonathan Quick. If he does not perform, again, we still do have a mention. There's a possibility we could also just give Vinny Vehviläinen the shot as the backup, and that would solidify Vehviläinen with Luukkonen as our 1-2 for the foreseeable future for years to come. We could even sign them together with kind of like a partnership deal. But with that out of the way, kind of what we've done. Oh yeah, one more thing I forgot about. Contracts. All right, I signed 3 contract extensions in which I would like to share with you all as well. We signed Rasmus Dahlin to a 4-year, $9 million contract. That'll bring him up to the 27-28 season. All right, so the 28-29 season, we'll have to re-sign him. That's one re-signing. Second one, Casey Middlestat. We re-signed to a 3-year, $7.5 million deal. That'll bring him till he's about 27, 28 years old. All right, and the last deal that we signed was a little bit more minor. Yokoharu, all right. Our top 6 defenseman, Haru, he's dropped to a low top 4 potential defenseman. He's probably going to be our top 6 guy for the foreseeable future, but he actually took a pay decrease for 2 years at 1.85. And that is it for the signings. Alex Galchenyuk's contract is up at the end of the season. I was looking to extend him, but he's looking for a $9 million pay increase over 5 years. And, I mean, I understand it. Not even getting paid $1 million off of all of this success that you're having, being one of the best players in the league. But I also don't want to be throwing around $9 million contracts with how good some of our young players can turn out to be. But, I mean, if you win me a Stanley Cup, we can talk about it, all right? Owner goals for the season, we are buyers. All right, our primary goal is to be a serious contender. Our owner wants us to improve our top 6 forward group, which is going to be tough, but I understand where they're talking about. Probably better, if I had to imagine, at that 79 overall position, they're like, yo, increase that center. And then secondary goal, they want us to beat our rivals, the Toronto Maple Leafs, in our first regular season opening, which we are actually doing back-to-back. We're going to be opening the season in Toronto and then having our home opener against Toronto, so that will be fun. We also need to upgrade concessions and our club seating, in which I will do manually throughout the month-to-month stops. So if there's just a random cut at the end of the month, it's just me checking to see if I need to upgrade it. I'll let you guys know when it does as well. You guys will probably just see the prompt if I had to imagine. But let's jump into game number 1 of the season. We're heading into Toronto. Again, the past 2 seasons, we have failed our goals when it comes to what our owner would like with matchups against opponents. We're looking to turn that around. Home, well, not even home opener, but season opener against the rivals, Toronto Maple Leafs. And depending on how fast this goes, we might just go right into our home opener against the Maple Leafs as well. Or we might just have to start the next video with the home opener and then get some simulation in. But without further ado, let's jump on into this bitch. See what's going on. Oh, I did not mean to do that. I did not mean to do that. I'm so sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry. I did not mean to do that. It's my bad. It's my bad. I'm so used to doing that. So there's not going to be a grand opening for the season, and I do apologize. Well, now let's get into this bitch. All right, now let's get into this bitch. Yeah. Alrighty, so we get into this one a little bit late because of my fault. About half a minute, 30 seconds late. All right, really, we're like 30 seconds behind everything. I'm sorry about that delay. Right now we got Maple Leafs against Buffalo. Andreas Bjork, 4th line for Buffalo, starting it off. Over to Gauthier. Gauthier over 1T to Niederreiter. That one is blocked out in the corner. Liljegren pressured by the rookie Gauthier. Liljegren breaks it out to Andreas Case. Case brings it back into his zone. He's getting forechecked. Passing to Jake Muzzins. Muzzins to Liljegren over to Geeky. Geeky dumps it into the zone, goes around the net. Colin Miller picking up for Buffalo. Curls back over to Dahlin, who passes to Niederreiter. Niederreiter cuts to the middle. Shot taken away by Liljegren. All right, so Liljegren across the middle to Senny. Senny shot high and wide. That will not count as a shot on goal there. Geeky passing up top to Case. Slap shot. Low, saved into the corner. Gauthier Skating it up for Buffalo, intercepted. Ooh, the rookie first turnover, not good, buddy. He has had some OHL season time, but hasn't really had much time to prepare for NHL speed. So it might take him a few periods, maybe even a few games, to adjust to the NHL speed here. Rasmus Dahlin pinned in the corner. GAUCHER over to Colin Miller. Colin Miller makes a move. He's still got it. Stops. Over 1T Middlestat, and that's a save. Galchenyuk passing up top, intercepted by the Maple Leaf Senny. With the puck, intercepted by Alexander Galchenyuk. Galchenyuk comes in, shot low and 5-hole, and he scores. So this season will be started with a goal by the assistant captain, Alex Galchenyuk. Remember, just a few seasons ago, everyone's talking about, you know, he's got an alcohol problem, it's mental, he can't get into it. He's got that potential. Buffalo bought in. We loved Galchenyuk. Even when he had a little bit of a rough patch to start, we still stuck with him, and that's what he liked. He needed some faith, and he shows us why. Galchenyuk going 5-hole and scoring the season opener. Rasmus Dahlin, not Dahlin, my bad. Sandin to Marner. Marner wide to Nylander. Nylander over to Matthews. Austin Matthews. Passing up to Marner. Marner gets leveled, but Matthews picking it up. Back to Nylander. Shot, rebound opportunity. Mark Pysyk corralling it, passing over to Middlestat. Middlestat across the red line, not dumping it. Passing to PERREAULT, who loses it to Niederreiter. Kulak dumps into the zone as he gets hit. Justin Schultz now hitting Middlestat. Middlestat over to Pysyk. Pysyk, again, not dumping. Passing to McKinnon, who goes wide and dumps it into the zone. Sedin to Marner. Marner skating. Buying some time, using his nice hands, saucering out front, and caught by Schultz. And here's an opportunity the other way. Schultz over to McKinnon. McKinnon shot. That's a save. All right, Olofsson back to McKinnon. McKinnon do a little dipsy doodle. We're going to see a lot more McKinnon, so it's going to be fun to actually be able to see a guy like that. Olofsson passing to McKinnon. Oh, here we go. Oh, he just dipsy doodles around everyone. Slap shot. That one's just too wide. Pysyk down low to nobody. Fuck. Tavares up to Mitch Ritchie. Ritchie poked away. Osplund now with it. Osplund hits Nathan McKinnon again. He gets hit, losing the puck in the quarters to Sundin. He's chasing it, though. And McKinnon battling with it from Sundin. McKinnon still with it. Stick lifted. Tavares over to Ritchie. Ritchie making some moves. Tavares out front. Intercepted by Coglia thanks to a stick lift. Nathan McKinnon back with that pick. Passing Jokiharju over to Osplund. Osplund trying to take a shot, but Sundin says, I'm just going to take that puck. Hervonen to Sundin. He dumps it into the zone. Lindholm. Hampus Lindholm passing over to Osplund. Osplund, he gets hit along the boards, losing it to TJ Brody. Nick Ritchie to Hervonen. That's a big hit. Jokiharju hit. Hampus Lindholm over to Coglia. Come on, Coglia. Coglia comes in, shot. Trying to go 5-hole like Galchenyuk did, but Korpisalo going to swallow that one. Korpisalo was a free agent this past offseason as well. We did have an opportunity and we did look at him to sign him, but no. We decided to go with some other goaltending options. Hopefully it does pay off for us. Best of luck to the Maple Leafs as well. Middlestat, Lindholm. Lindholm losing it to Perrellini. Perrellini trying to break it out. No good. Middlestat keeps it in. PERREAULT wide. Galchenyuk getting his second of the game. Oh, the first line. What a good keep. PERREAULT. Cross crease over to Galchenyuk. Back door wide open. Smashing it home. Galchenyuk's second of the season. Alex Galchenyuk could have a breakout year because people could be worrying about McKinnon and Bedard. Forget about that first line. McKinnon and Bedard are second. You got a whole nother line to worry about before those two. Dahlin passing over to Pierlini for Toronto. Toronto's now in Buffalo's zone. Good defense. Galchenyuk passing over to Middlestat. Middlestat skates in. Shot. Low. Goes into the corner. Galchenyuk over to PERREAULT. PERREAULT up to Miller. Miller to Dahlin. To PERREAULT. PERREAULT shot to Middlestat. Middlestat shot. Middlestat gets in with it. 3 seconds. Galchenyuk shot high. Goes over the net. And that is going to do it for the first period. Close. Close, boys. It was a good one. Good opportunity to try to score. Galchenyuk almost getting 3 at the end of the one. That would have been a natural Hattie to start the season. 3 years. Fuck, man. 3 years with Buffalo. Galchenyuk, what a good story that would be if he could rejuvenate his career, Galchenyuk, after everything that's been going on or has gone on with him. I don't know if he's still dealing with some of the stuff that he has been, but it's not been an easy road for Galchenyuk. Dahlin goes wide across crease, and Sundin intercepts it. Sundin passing to Nylander. Nylander getting pressured. Middlestat steals that puck. Now over to Galchenyuk. Galchenyuk to Middlestat. Middlestat over to Dahlin. Dahlin to Miller. Miller back to Middlestat, who brings it across the blue line. Middlestat shot high, blocker side, save. Kulak now pinned along the boards. Middlestat up top to Miller. Over to PERREAULT. PERREAULT losing it. And Nylander's going to corral that one, bring it back up, passing over to Matthews. Matthews curls high slot 1T, and Luukkonen loves that shot. 1T opportunity by Matthews down. Didn't get a hold of it. Wasn't the strongest 1T, but still 1T nonetheless. Luukkonen, though, is he the goaltender of the future? I think he is. I really do think he is, but I don't think we should eye away from all the other goaltenders either. Joshua Hosang over to Muzzins. Muzzin, he gets hit, losing it, and a lot of pressure coming from number 30. Holy shit. What a fucking forecheck. Olofsson with the puck. Skating it up himself, saucing it and losing it. Oh, he's got it back. Miller, back to Olofsson. Olofsson over to McKinnon. Wow, McKinnon with the forecheck. He's so fucking good. I love Nathan McKinnon on my team. John Tavares passing to Liljegren. Now over to Ritchie. Ritchie shot high glove. Luukkonen gloving it down with ease. I like the way Buffalo's looking. Osplin winning it to Pysyk. Pysyk toe drags. Don't know why, but he felt like he had to. And he loses it and actually forces it to stay inside of our zone because of it. Josh Anderson. Wide to Pysyk. Pysyk up to Osplin. Osplin gets hit. Dahlstrom to Senny. Senny's pass was swatted down. Pysyk up to Anderson. Anderson gets around one defender, stopping. Across to Coglia. Coglia trying to step to the center, gets poked away. Geeky passing to Dahlstrom. Dahlstrom's pass is intercepted by Anderson. Anderson over to Osplin. Osplin just barely onside. Shot, low blocker, kicked out. Brody now up to Case. Case to Senny. Senny walks in, shot, low blocker side, save. Niederreiter. Now on the other side, hits Schultz in stride. That one gets poked into the corner. Justin Schultz to Niederreiter. Niederreiter gets hit as he tries to shoot it. Now Anderson. To Lindholm. Now over to Bjork. Bjork one-on-one. He's just going to dump it. Not trying to just skate through people. Sundin. Now over to Horovinen. Horovinen to Pula. Over to Anderson. He gets hit as well. Buffalo showing a lot of aggression. They really want that puck. Horovinen's shot is blocked. Let's go. Lindholm passing over to Galchenyuk. Galchenyuk now going wide. He's already got 2 goals today. Galchenyuk looking for 3. But he doesn't take the shot. Instead, he just gets poked and losing it, causing a turnover. Anderson makes a deke, getting around 1 defender. Curls hitting Muzzins. Gauthier hits Niederreiter, who gets around. He's now on a breakaway. Niederreiter goes too high. Niederreiter over to Middlestat. Middlestat walks in. Backhand scores. Casey Middlestat getting his first of the season with an assist from Nico Niederreiter, possibly an assist from Gauthier. Yeah, he walked in nice, composed, and smooth. That's what you like to see after a few seasons. Chill, you like to see your young players stay composed, start scoring like a motherfucker. It was. Gauthier got his first NHL point. Miller passing to PERREAULT. PERREAULT backing it up to his defenseman. PERREAULT over to Galchenyuk. Galchenyuk's shot was not successful. He got hit as he shot. Nylander wide. Galchenyuk over to Miller. Miller over to PERREAULT. PERREAULT tries to dump it. No good. He gets hit. Matthews skating up himself. He's getting pressured. Galchenyuk intercepts it. Passing to Middlestat. Middlestat up top to Miller. Miller's shot is blocked. Muzzins over to Liljegren. Wide over to Nylander. Nylander gets hit. Matthews covering the puck. Battling for it with Middlestat. And Matthews walks away with it. But his pass is intercepted by Colin Miller. Over to Galchenyuk. Galchenyuk slap shot and not saved, but blocked. Matthews again has the puck. He gets hit off the puck, but Brody picking it back up in the middle. Olofsson, one guy to beat. Toe drags. He gets hit. Matthews with the puck. He gets around Olofsson. Now over to Hosang. Hosang gets hit. Nathan McKinnon now with it for Buffalo. He passes to Olofsson. Olofsson trying to pass it over to McKinnon. Olofsson gets it off of the kind of swatted away pass and scores it himself. Kind of fluky. I think Nathan McKinnon will be getting an assist for that, but he tries to pass it out front to Nathan McKinnon. The defender swats it out of the air. He then gets his own rebound. Korpisalo is not ready for him to get that puck. And Olofsson, quick snap, puts it right into the net. 4-0 to start this game and to start this season. Buffalo. Ooh. Olofsson over to McKinnon. McKinnon with the puck still, battling for it. Brody over to Hosang. Hosang shot blocked. Justin Schultz passing over to Coglia. Coglia over to McKinnon. McKinnon. Puck was poked away. Sundin going to get it for Toronto. Joshua Hosang, 5 seconds left. 3, 2, 1. And Hosang is going to get hit, but he is not going to take that shot. So at the end of 2 periods, score is 4-0. These Buffalo Sabres are all over the Toronto Maple Leafs now. So all these fans paying thousands of dollars for their fucking ticket to the season opener. Yeah, fuck you. Should have been a Buffalo Sabres fan. Tickets are expensive as shit. They only got 7 shots. Wow. They only have 7 shots. So here we are, start of the 3rd period. First line versus first line. Matthews winning it back to Pulock, who passing to Sundin, now over to Nylander. Nylander over to Marner. Marner down to Matthews. Puck gets stopped by the defender. Matthews down low, passing Pulock down to Marner, back to Matthews. Matthews and Nylander's shot, and Luukkonen covering it up. So the first minute has just passed here in the 3rd. It's a good hockey game if you're a Sabers fan, which I really am. Nylander to Sundin. Sundin gets shot and blocked. Matthews out front, shot, save. Galchenyuk passing over to Dahlin. Dahlin pressured by Matthews, passing to Middlestat. Middlestat going wide, gets around the defender. He takes a shot, high glove side, and Korpisalo snags it down from the This Buffalo team looks fucking phenomenal now that I'm watching them like this. Like, you can see improvement from like season to season. Galchenyuk out front, passing to PERREAULT, and that shot is blocked. Galchenyuk down low. He's still got two. He could go for the... Nylander got it for Toronto. They're making a move. Toronto to Sundin. Sundin shot, save. Galchenyuk with the puck. Passing over to Middlestat. Middlestat over to PERREAULT. PERREAULT keeping it wide. Stick lifted. PERREAULT out front. Shot. Low and save. Pulock with it for Toronto. He gets pinned. Puck does get out of the zone, but it looks like Buffalo is going to get it. Foot race, though. Dahlin. Now back to PERREAULT. PERREAULT losing Tavares. Shot on Luukkonen. Low glove side following that turnover on a miscommunicated pass. He hit the foot of a passing Saber. Tavares gets it and gets a nice shot opportunity. Good save, Luukkonen. Better losing the face of Tavares. Muzzin takes a shot, blocked. Olofsson with it for Buffalo. Olofsson's got one tonight. He takes a shot, and Korpisalo is just going to hold it himself. Looks like both teams kind of playing the slow game here in the third, not trying to make any kind of rash decisions with their goaltending. Ooh, there was an opening. Muzzin saw it. Just good block. Good block on Buffalo's part. Bettered. Against Tavares still. All right, gets pushed. And Ho-Sang's with it. Big hit. Jake Muzzins. Over to Liljegren. Liljegren. Curls, passing it wide. Now over to Ho-Sang. Ho-Sang over to Tavares. Tavares poked wide. He gets it, though. Ho-Sang wide over to Ritchie. Ritchie's shot gets saved and poked into the corner. Olofsson now passing over to McKinnon. The speedy McKinnon, he's got dangles for days. Walks in shot. And that's a save. Tavares now over to Case. Case getting pressured. Goes around the board. Jake Muzzin's getting it for Toronto. He passing out front to Liljegren. Now wide to Geekie, who dumps it into Buffalo zone. Mark Pysyk. He gets hit. Coglia now over to Schultz. Schultz skating it up himself. He takes it wide. Trying to cut to the middle. Intercepted by Muzzin. Senny now. Senny moves. He gets caught up to by Coglia on the back check, who re-gets that puck but then gets pinned on the opposite side corner. So Coglia passing it wide to Josh Anderson. Anderson passing it over to Coglia. He's now in the blue line, in the offensive zone. Liljegren levels Coglia, though. Breaks it out himself. Rovinen walks in, shot, saved. Luukkonen now covering it for Buffalo. Going to be a defensive zone face-off. And don't forget, these guys play in 2 days. All right? I have a feeling it's going to be the start of the next episode. But these guys play in 2 days for the next episode. So I can only imagine the grudge that Toronto is going to try to hold against us for our home opener. All right? Andreas Bjork over to Niederreiter, who dumps in the zone. Dahlstrom, he gets hit. Puck's loose out front. No Saber there. Anderson got it for Toronto. Anderson, Brody gets hit off. Gauthier with it for Buffalo. Passing over to Bjork. Bjork trying to toe drag it around the defender. No good. Bjork on the forecheck. Dahlstrom over to Marner. There is a delayed penalty on Buffalo. Big hit there. Niederreiter touching that puck. What's it going to be? 2 minutes interference on Andreas Bjork. So the first penalty for Buffalo this season goes to Andreas Bjork there. I don't really see it. I don't think I would say that's a big issue, Andreas, so don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. So here we go. First little PK action. Gauthier losing the face-off. Not a good way to start. Marner, Sandin over to Nylander. Nylander gets poked by Dahlin. Dahlin could have a breakaway opportunity. He tries to cut to the middle, but no good. Hits off the foot. And Toronto recovering it, pushing it the other way for their power play. Marner making some moves. Passing out front. No good. Intercepted by Pysyk on that pass. He dumps it down the length of the ice. John Tavares recouping. Now over to Nylander. Minute 25 remaining. Marner trying to hit the guy out front. No good. Tavares out front. Backhander. That is blocked. Anderson. Now quick stop and dump. Minute 10. Dahlin. Up to Anderson. Down to Gauthier. Gauthier to Dahlin. Now over to Jokiharju. Jokiharju down low and oh, he fucked it up. Not a good pass, Jokiharju. Got to lead your guy. But it's okay because Dahlin makes the stop and dumps it down the ice again. Oh, look at that forecheck. Holy shit. Gauthier with it from Galchenyuk. Galchenyuk's forecheck. Gauthier out front. Gets up top. Nylander with it. Possible breakaway. He's getting pressured though. And there is another penalty for interference called on Buffalo. This one's going to be called on Jokiharju for his play on Nylander. They say he gave just one too many shoves towards the end. So now it is 5-on-3. Case. Shot. It's put in the corner. Joshua Hosang over to Geekie. Geekie to Hosang. Shot. No good. Geekie losing it. Lindholm now behind the net. Hosang's with it. Over to Geekie. Geekie gets poked by Lindholm, and that gets put off the glass and down the length of the ice. This 5-on-3 is going to turn into a 5-on-4 here soon. 5 seconds left. Lindholm stops it, dumps it, and it's over. It's now a 5-on-4 power play for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Joshua Hosang coming down for Toronto. Up top to Pulock. Pulock shot high glove. Luukkonen gloves it down though. Nice and easy like. So when this power play ends, we will be exactly 2 minutes from the end of the third period here. It's nice. Pysyk dumped it down. Tavares, a nice little bunny hop to keep it at his blue line. Passing to Hosang. Hosang trying to get around Dahlin. No good. Dahlin dumping it off the glass and down the ice. 55 seconds left on the power play. Sandin to Ritchie. Ritchie wide. Intercepted by Osplund, who now dumps it down. 40 seconds now left on the power play for Toronto. Joshua Hosang again going to try. Up top to Geekie. Shot. Low rebound opportunity. Loose puck, but no good again. Just going to end with a dump. Ooh, Coglier gets it for Toronto. Trying to hit the guy out front. But no good. Nick Ritchie gets poked. Ooh, Dahlin over to Osplund. Osplund hits it off the glass. And we are getting 2-minute warning. And that means it is all over. No more power play. Hosang walking in himself. Good opportunity. Ooh, one T opportunity too, but no goals. Hosang again out front to Geekie. And that 1T saved by Luukkonen again. Buchanan's really working for this one. Playing good. He's playing good. We just need one more strong push from our offense. Let's keep it in Toronto's zone for the next minute. So Middlestat losing it. Pirellini over to Sundin. Sundin shot blocked. Sundin to Pirellini. Down low to Anderson, who got behind the defender. And Toronto is gonna score, ruining the shutout for Luukkonen to start this season. Bad D. Bad D, number 13. That's Mark Pysyk, our captain. Our captain fucked up there. It's okay, though. It's just one play. Sundin. Losing it. Pysyk. Passing to Schultz. Middlestat to Galchenyuk. Galchenyuk. Like we said, 2 tonight. Over to Middlestat. Shoots and scores. Middlestat now. 2 goals tonight. 4 goals from that first line. 2 from Middlestat, 2 from Galchenyuk. That first line is deadly. They got some great chemistry on that line. I think Middlestat's starting to come into his own. I think he's going to grow from a top 6 potential to elite potential, potentially. I think he's got the. I think this season could be it. Sundin passing down low over to Hroven. Shot saved. Hirvonen over to Pirellini. Pirellini over to Sundin to back to Pirellini. Pirellini down to Hirvonen. Ooh, shot poked away. Hirvonen up across to Anderson. Over to Pulock. Slap shot. That one's wide. 19 seconds. Middlestat over to PERREAULT. Jacob PERREAULT. He's got speed. Let's see what he does. Over to Middlestat again. Going for the Hattie. 9 seconds. Middlestat to Galchenyuk. Galchenyuk to Pysyk. Down low to Middlestat. Up to Schultz. Over to Galchenyuk. Schultz shot. Galchenyuk to Pysyk. And that's it for the game. Buffalo winning the season opener here in Toronto 5-1. And these Sabres look poised for a Stanley Cup playoff run. We are sick of second round losses. We've done everything in our power this past offseason to improve this team where we could. It's time, boys. It's time.